Hello. I'd like to answer some questions about in-person instruction that have come up since the board meeting. First question is, why is an MPS developing a plan to allow for the strongly recommended 6-foot spacing, social distancing actually? We actually are doing that plan. Right now we're looking at our physical space in each building. We're considering the 6-foot spacing for social distancing in the classroom and also in any other viable teaching and learning space that we have within the building. We're trying to figure out, based on that, how many students we can actually serve under those guidelines before we make any final determinations. We also know that the AAP, or the National Association of Pediatricians, are recommending, and so are our local physicians, that in particular the younger age group has a 3-foot kind of social distancing criteria as opposed to 6-foot. So people, because we've been addressing this through the governor's office, 6 foot tends to be what everybody talks about. It is actually a little bit more fluid than that, and we're trying to follow the guidance as best we can. It's not to mean that we're not going to practice social distancing in every other way. We are not going to be commingling groups into large groups where they are going to be with kids that they haven't been with before. We're going to be careful about how students are in transitions, the timing of those groups in transition, making sure they're going in one-way directions. There's going to be signage for that, those types of things in our buildings. The idea that we're not going to be congregating a whole bunch of kids in the cafeteria for mealtime, or big classes or things like that. I mean, we're really focusing on how do we honor the social distancing as best we can, and according to the current guidelines from CDC, from the governor's office, and from our local health department, and also from our local physicians. Why don't K-5 students need masks? I can't answer that question. That is a determination under the requirements issued for Phase 4 by the governor for our return to school roadmap. Will K-5 teachers who are departmentalized rotate rooms? We do have compartmentalization that goes on in some of our buildings and elementaries. We're going to continue to honor that. The teacher will move into the classroom, not the other way around. So we're going to make sure that we maintain cohort and keep our students where they need to be. What will the maximum class size be? You know, it really, this is one of those depend answers. It depends on how many students are selecting in-person instruction in any particular classroom, in any particular grade level, in any particular building. It also depends on the social distancing responsibilities for any particular space or availability that we have for any particular space. So one classroom can be larger than another classroom physically. We do have that variance. We might find out that one building is already maxed in social distancing capabilities, and one of the classrooms that we have that we can't social distance in may move to another building with their teacher to be learning in that phase. Remember that these are not all permanent decisions. They are fluid decisions. And depending on if we move from Phase 4 to Phase 5 to Phase 6 and how quickly that happens, could actually happen during the mid-semester. We have no idea how that's going to turn out. We are preparing ourselves for every scenario.